For today's project, I'm going to string the beads as we go, and I'll be using this white and this matte gold here. It's a really beautiful color. And first of all, we'll need to cut 57 inches of wire, or 145 centimeters, and take the wire. And first of all, I'm going to string the 6mm Swarovski crystal on here, and then measure out 10 inches. This is the 10-inch tail here. So take the wires and bend both wires down onto the bead. Create a cross using the wires. Put the bead underneath your, put your index finger underneath the bead, and then twist this twice. 1, 2. And when you do that, your 10-inch tail will be on the right, and the working wire will be on the left-hand side. Okay, let's get wrapping. So take the working wire here, and then take the white beads. Now string enough beads just so that I have enough to wrap around the crystal. And I will be, I want to have a pointed bottom on the butterfly wings, so I'll be wrapping this at a 45-degree angle. So if you look at the tail should be facing upwards, and then the working wire is facing this way so that it is at a 45-degree angle, and you'll be wrapping at this angle too. So take the working wire, and also with hold on to the crystal tightly with your index finger and your thumb. Put your thumb over the crystal to steady it, and then at this angle, go behind the tail and then back to the front. And your working wire should be slanted just like that. And feed some of the beads or any excess beads that you have on there. And then if you look like this, this should look pointed. All right. So we have one wrap on here. I'm going to make 2 more wraps, and then we're going to switch colors. Turn these beads on. Oh, I've got way too many beads. All right. Okay, just like this. Put this over your index finger, put your thumb over it, remove any excess beads, and wrap at this 45-degree angle. Go behind, back to the front. Okay. And then this is the last of the wraps for the white beads. So go behind, back to the front. I'm going to remove these last 2 beads here. So what we have here is we have the crystal, and then we have 3 wraps with the white. Next I'm going to switch colors and go with the gold. And I'm going to string just enough to wrap around. And next, what I'm going to do is create the scallop. So let's string 20 beads of the gold. Looks like more than 20 beads, so let's do some counting. So I like to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then take your working wire. So what we're going to do is going to take the working wire, stick it through the back over here, and then bring it back to the front, creating a scallop. So from the back to the front. This might get just take a little bit getting used to. Just like this. And now let's string more beads. Now we have one scallop like this. Isn't this pretty? And you might need, the wrapping would be a little bit different. So you wrap from, you would take this, just go behind the tail this way, and then wrap it around one more time. So wrap around it twice, and then bring it back like this. It's not like traditional, I guess, as you would do normally, but that's how you would do a scallop. Alright, now let's count another 20 beads. I'll show you how to do this one more time. 5, 10, 15, 20. So from here, take the working wire, go behind, and then stick it through this row, this last row that you did. And then bring it back over towards the front. String more beads on. Make sure you're holding on to this here. Just steady it. Okay, remove the excess beads. And then go behind, and then wrap around one more time. And then we're going to go over like this, so that the working wire is on the right hand side of this butterfly wing. Take the 6mm crystal and string it onto the wire here. And in between here, we're going to leave 1 inch. So take your ruler and measure out 1 inch and mark it with your finger. Or that's 3 centimeters, 1 inch or 3 centimeters. And then, like this, as with the other wing, just bend it down like this, create a cross underneath the crystal, put your index finger underneath it, and then twist it. So now your working wire is on the left, and this wire that you're going to wrap around is on the right hand side. I'm going to go ahead and finish making this wing here, and then I'll bring you right back. Okay, now I have the first part of the wing done here. Wrap the row of the gold around here. Now I'm ready to do the scallops for this side. Now the working wire is right here. So what I'm going to do is just wrap it just so that it is on the right hand side. Just another quick wrap around so it's on the right hand side. Because you want the scallops on this side and not on this side. So let's string some more gold beads. I'm going to string 20 beads on here. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20 beads. And just like the other side, take your working wire, go behind the last row, and back to the front. It looks like I went under the second row instead. All right. That happens, so. All right, seems like I'm having problems over here. There we go. You can pull it up like this and see this happens, like it just goes over this row here. No biggie. Just move it right back. Okay, let's string some more gold beads. Wrap like this. We're going to do this at a 45-degree angle again. Go behind, back to the front, and then I'm going to take this wire here and move it. Go behind it and move it so that it is to the right hand side again to do another scallop. That's the only difference between this side and this side. 20 beads. Five, 10, 15, 20. Okay, this is the last scallop here. Go behind this last row and then back to the front. Got a little kink there. Okay, I'm going to fix these kinks. I straighten out my wire here. I just went like this and smooth it out with my hand. So make sure this is straight against the last row. Hold on to it. Hold on to it with your finger, both your fingers. Go behind. And back to the front. Much better. Scallops are tricky. Okay. And then just enough beads to finish off this last wing. Okay, and then wrap around one more time. And then bring it down like this, so that you have two wings. And then the working wire is on the right hand side. Next we're going to create the bottom wings here, and let's first string 10 beads on. 5, 10, it's 10 beads. And then we're going to leave enough space to wrap. And we're going to need 1/4 inch or 7 millimeters here. So mark the space here with your finger, and then create a cross with the beads like this. A little loop, and then there's the cross underneath the beads. Put your index finger underneath the cross of the beads and twist twice. Now your working wire right now, it is on the right hand side. So what you want to do is physically untwist half of it and move it to the left, like this. Next, let's string some white beads here. I'm going to string 5 beads. 5 white beads. And I'm going to string the rest with the gold. Just going to create this really interesting pattern here. And just want to make the gold, just the tip, the top of it. So just look at it, make sure it's symmetrical from the left to the right. Remove any excess beads, and then do the rest with white. I'm going to count 5 white beads again, and do this one more time with the gold. Let's see, symmetrical. A couple more gold beads. Eyeball it, that the left and the right. I'm going to remove 1 bead here. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to do the rest with the white. Okay, and then twist twice. And then bring this wire to the left hand side like this. And now next we're going to create the last wing. And again, we're going to leave 1/4 inch of space here. And count 10 beads. Just like that. And I'm just going to finish this and bring it back. Alright, so I've finished the last wing here. And now both of these wires are on the right hand side like this. So just position your butterfly upwards and then move these wires so that it's towards the top here for the antennas. And now I'm going to string some gold beads on here for the antennas in the body. String about 6 inches of beads on both wires and create a knot. 6 inches, that's about 15 centimeters. Okay, now I have the beads strung on both wires, and I have a knot at the end of both of them, so they're not, you know, falling off or anything like that. So let's take both of these wires and twist them together with beads on them. And then take one of the wires, bend it down like this to create the first antenna, and twist it. And also do the same with the second one. Now to form the body, twist the wires together. This, and then bend it towards the back. Okay, and now we are going to finish it off towards the middle here. So any excess beads, these are the beads that we don't need. So take the first wire and just wrap it around the bottom of the first wing, so that if you do it towards the bottom, you won't be able to see the wires at all. And then take this second one and just wrap it towards the bottom of the other wing. Bring it back to the back, just like this. And then take both wires and just twist together. Now let's get rid of these excess beads. Now we're technically done with the butterfly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lace the rows together, and that will give it a more finished look. Lacing makes a huge difference. So turn it towards the back, and then I'm using 28 gauge wire to lace. You can use 30 or 32 gauge also, and I'm going to cut 6 inches of wire. The 28 is just a little bit easier, just a little bit thicker. And this is 28 gauge copper core wire. I don't think you'll want to use any other type of wire to lace in the 28 gauge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lace the wing, the top part of the body, and this other wing together. You can do it individually too if you want. So towards the middle, I'm going to place the wire and then put my thumb over it, and then take this wire here and put it under the first row, and then bring it to the back, and then back to the front from the left. And then tighten underneath the bead. And I normally like to do it twice along the first row. And another tip, cut this off right away, or else you could poke yourself during lacing. And then just tuck it in right away. Alright, and then take this wire and then go underneath the second row. And to make it easier, you can turn the butterfly here so you can see where you're sticking the wire here. Go underneath like this. Just keep turning it. And then we're going to go through the next row. And then turn. This. Now it's not super important if it's not straight. If you're starting out and if it's not straight, don't worry about it. It's the back, no one will see it. Okay, and I have the first wing laced here, and if you can see, it is not completely straight. That's fine, no big deal. And I kind of wanted to curve a little bit here too, just for it to go like this so I can get the whole wing, or both wings together like this. And that's why it's just curved a little bit. Let's look at the front here. You can see that this is much neater than the one that's not laced. That's why I think lacing makes a huge difference. Okay, so I'm going to lace the body together here too. So just stick it through. I'm just going to lace both these wires together. And then just continue on with the second one. And now they're all connected. I'm going to finish lacing this, the last wing here. Okay, now I have everything laced here. Now if you notice this wire here, it's pretty kinky, so just remember as you're working, just straighten out the wire. That'll make it a lot easier. I'm just going to wrap it around one more time, wrap it around twice so that it's pretty tight, and then cut it and tuck it in. Now I'll show you how to attach a hair clip to the butterfly. I'm using one of these components with a brooch and also a hair clip part. And from the back, I'm just going to twist the wires into a little circle like this, or you can snip it off. And then take the pin and place it where you would like it to be. I kind of like it kind of tilted this way so that the clip part is behind a wing, so you can't see it. If I were to place it like this, you can see the clip part, but I don't want it to be seen, so just like this. Alright, so take your glue gun and place some glue in a circle like this. And then attach the clip. And hold on to it so that it's tight. And like I said in my other video about with the butterfly hair clip, the glue, the hot glue, sticks really well onto the glass beads. and I've not had a problem with it coming off. And then this step is optional. Just putting a label on here, just to make it look more professional. And I got these labels at namemaker.com.